ask you a quick
That's
question before you continue rant. Quick question. Let me ask you this. So whether you were in a relationship with a man or if you weren't in a relationship with a man, but you knew him, or if you didn't know this man from a can of paint, if y'all happen to conceive a child and the man tells you, yo, and you tell him, hey, I'm pregnant, and he says, Ivory, that's cool that you're pregnant. I don't know if it's mine or not, but if it is mine, um, I'd advise you to not go through with the pregnancy because I don't want to have a child right now. And if you do have a child, I'm not going to like be in the child's life. I'm not going to like, provide for the child. I'm not going to take care of the child at all. But Ivory, you still decide to go through with the pregnancy and have the baby. So it takes two people to conceive the child, but it only takes one person to deliver the child and bring the child into the world. So I say that to say there are men out here, there are women out here that are getting themselves in these situations. And the man is telling them, like, yo, don't have the child. Like, I'm not trying to have the child, but whether it's because of your religious beliefs, whether you just feel like you don't want to deal with certain things that come with, certain psychological and mental and spiritual things that come with having an abortion, you decide to go through with the baby. Is it right for that woman now to say this man didn't step up to the plate? Like he told you he wasn't going to step up to the plate from the jump. He told you not to even have the baby. So are women in their right when they're in that specific situation and the man told them beforehand, do they still have the right to complain about the man?
no. And I feel like a lot of men tell us that. I've then this is why uh communication is important. And for whoever keeps saying I'm from the streets, I'm for the streets or whatever, I don't know how
Who's
you
saying
come
that?
to that conclusion, but I'm
Hey,
not
hey,
sure how you would come to that conclusion
Kratos,
for me.
please stop doing that, okay?
No,
We don't do
it's cool if
disrespect.
that's what they think, but my thing is like I don't understand how you would come to that conclusion if I'm telling my truth. Like, and this is, you want women to take accountability, you want women to step up and tell their truth, but then when we do so, this is what gets said, and then you wonder why women get up here and cap, and you wonder why women get up here and say what y'all want to hear just to stroke your ego. That's not, I'm not understanding that, but I do feel like a lot of men speak, and you should have that. If you're sleeping with somebody, anybody, whether you're using condoms or not, have that conversation. I have that conversation with my boyfriend, who I've been with for over a year now. We've had the conversation multiple times from the beginning of our relationship, in the middle to now. We have this conversation a lot because we understand that our minds can change, especially as you go deeper into a relationship. It's easier to be like, okay, I've been with this person. If I have a baby, I'm going to keep it, but I still have to take his thoughts and his feelings into consideration. Does he want to have a kid or not? Like that's up to him, and I feel like I'm not leaving it up to him. But for me, I don't want to have a child right now, and he knows that and he understands that. So there are things that we do when we're doing, like, to make sure that we don't have a slip up. But that's
But
that's
this, I
kind of,
want to say this really quick too, for the men. If you out here with a woman and you're playing, whether if you're in a relationship with a woman, like you in a committed exclusive relationship with her and y'all playing Russian roulette and she's like Ivory, she's not, you know we they getting nasty, she's not on no contraceptives, ain't no birth control going on, and she informs you, she tells you, listen, if in the event this is to happen, this is what I am going to do. I am going to return it to the sender. In the event that thing happens, don't think because you all in love with her or you all in love with the coochie and da 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 da, and you want her to like have your baby and this that and the third. She told you what it was from the jump. You knew what it was when you signed up for it. So don't be talking stuff about the woman how she aborted my baby and da da da. Don't be doing that stuff either. But go ahead, Ivory.
yeah. And to um Nan, I guess, Nan, get whatever his name is. Please be responsible. I understand what y'all are saying as far as being responsible. I understand that, but this is reality, right? This is why these things happen. I'm kind of representing the reality of people, especially my age, of what we're doing. We are having sex, and we are having unprotected sex, and I feel like that's just reality, and the reality can come out that I could get pregnant. Do we use the pull out method? Yeah, we kind of have a system set up to where that we kind of have a system set up to where he understands that I don't want a child. He understands that he doesn't want a child. So when we're doing it, he may feel like, he has great self-control to where he feels like, okay, if I'm getting to that point, we gonna stop here. You can finish the job off another way. So that's just how we operate. And it's cool. Um, and I feel like it's work, but I do still understand that there is a big chance that I could get pregnant. And another thing, I don't believe, me personally, this is me. I don't like birth control because it does come with a lot of side effects. There are a lot of things that can happen. Your bones can deteriorate. It literally puts you into menopause. It literally puts your body into a makes your body thinks it's older than what it is. I don't want those psychological things. I don't want I don't want any of that. And I do track my cycle very heavily. I know when I'm ovulating. I know when I'm ovulating, I'm like, look, we might not, even though my body wants me to do things because we kind of get in heat. Not saying women are animals, but I'm just saying that's just how our body operates. When we ovulate, I know, okay, I'm gonna just cool off. We don't even live together, y'all. So this is another thing. I don't live with my boyfriend. We live separately. Um, and if I know I'm ovulating, okay, I'll just stay to myself just to make sure, I know I'm more fertile. If there is a slip up during this time, I can and probably will get pregnant. There's a lot of other ways you can do it. You can track, and you're supposed to track it, track your cycle, whether you're ovulating or when you're gonna get your period or whatever. I very, very diligently do so. Also, like I said, when we're doing whatever that we do, we kind of have, the way we operate. He knows he doesn't want to have a child. I don't want to have a child. So therefore, we do what we do. I finish the job how it needs to be finished to where I won't get pregnant. And that's just how we do. But I do still understand I could very much well get pregnant. And if that were to happen, he understands and I understand what's going to happen after the fact. And it's still a conversation. If he then says, I want to have a child right now and I still don't want to have a child, he would have to accept the fact that if he got me pregnant, I'm going to return the sender. If I want to have a child and he doesn't want to have a child and I decide to keep the child, I have to then understand he may not want to be in that child's life because he didn't want a kid. That's just how I feel. And I mean, y'all don't have to agree with me, but I'm still, like I said, I understand what I'm doing. And this is another thing I'm trying to get to you for y'all to understand. Women know what we're doing. We know when people say you need to take accountability, and this is why a lot of women don't, because a lot of y'all will attack them
You're right,
for
that Irie.
speaking their truth. A lot of y'all will attack them for just, for speaking their truth and their reality. And that's just what I'm doing. And abortions, they do have huge risks. They are not, that's why I'm saying don't get one every single time you get pregnant. Don't put yourself in that position. But for me, if it happens once, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna, do what I need to do, return the sender. And that's just how I operate. And I know that I'm only 25. Taking risks for pleasure is not responsible. And it's not even really for pleasure. That's just me. Like, it's not even about the pleasure aspect of it. Like, I don't really care for birth control. I will not get on birth control. I won't get on birth control. Not gonna do it. Um, I'm not blaming men. I'm just saying this is just me. Like, this is just how I believe. Like, I'm not gonna do that. But the reality of my situation is I still understand what I'm doing can result in me getting pregnant, and I know what I'm gonna do about it if it were to happen. And that's just that. And as far as um again, like I said, as far as good men goes, only 25. I know I'm not a kid. I'm still young though. I'm 25.
Let me say something real quick, Irie, before you continue. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. If y'all want me to be real right now, y'all don't want me to be. Listen, if you want me to say something very real right now, put a one. If you don't want me to say something very real right now, put a two. I just want to see something real quick. If y'all want me to say something very real, put a one. Y'all want me to not say something very real? Put it two. Okay, y'all put in ones in here. Okay, so listen. Let me say this. Listen, I'm not. Listen, this has nothing to do with me. Okay, this has nothing to do with me. What I'm about to say. Okay, but let me put it like this. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I know the ages of some people in here. I don't know the ages of a lot of people in here. But listen, for those people that are of age and you're not a virgin, you may have been in a committed, exclusive relationship with someone for however long you were in that committed, exclusive relationship with someone. I think we can all acknowledge, for those of us that have any experiences, listen, I'm not putting myself into this, okay? This is that nothing to do with me. I think we can all acknowledge that even when people are in committed exclusive relationships and they are sleeping with each other, there is a good amount of people that it does get to a point where, you know, she may be on birth control, she may not be on birth control, but it does get to a point where, a man is not using a condom anymore and they're not using protection because in their minds, they are the only people that are sleeping with each other. Now, that does not mean that you don't go get tested. That does not mean you don't,
Exactly.
stay on top of your sexual health, but it's just the fact that we are exclusive with each other and we are only sleeping with each other. So, we feel more safe doing certain things. Um, and let's be real. I've been talking about how all these women are having children with men that they're not only not married to, they're having children with men that they're not in relationships with, and they're also having men with children. They're also conceiving children with men that they don't even know. So, a lot of people are out here not using protection and going about things the wrong way. So I don't think people should be hounding on somebody that is in a relationship and doing what they want to do in their relationship. She's not doing that with random people. So I just
Yeah, I'm
want
not.
that.
Yeah, I'm definitely. That's definitely relationship behavior for me. Like I said, we've been in a relationship for over a year, and I still get tested. I still like. I take my health very seriously. I still go to the doctors. I still, like Noble was saying, when you're young, it's very important to, I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but having health insurance is very beneficial to where you can go to the doctor whenever you want, get whatever you want to, get checked out. I get tested monthly just because not that I don't trust my boyfriend, but it's the simple fact of that's still reality. There's still a possibility that he could
Right.
step out. And
There's
there
a
are
possibility.
things
Cut you off, Irie. Yeah, there's a possibility that he can step out, but also just because you're sleeping exclusively with one person and you believe that y'all both of y'all believe that y'all are only exclusively sleeping with each other doesn't mean you still can't contract something. You're not using protection at the end of the day. So go ahead, Irie.
exactly, like I was just about to say, that there are things that can come about that women can get and men can get that doesn't come from sex necessarily. Things can
Right.
come from the type of soap that you're using, things can come from the type of detergent that you're using. It's a lot of things that can come about. So for me, I take my health very seriously. I go get checked out, go get my yearly gyno, go to the gyno, get my yearly pap smear, make sure everything is cool. If anything out of whack, I'm gonna go to the gyno, call my gynecologist up and be like, hey, I need you to check something for me. And detergent won't give you, but it can give you a yeast infection, it can give you BV, it can give you things that will have the symptoms of an STD, so therefore you're still going to want to get that checked out. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. Then you walking around wondering why you smell like a fish market. It may
Right.
not even be it may not even be it could be a STD, but you should still get it checked out regardless. Like, I'm going to get checked out, and I understand that what I'm doing, but I'm still also informing myself of my body. I'm making sure that I know what's going on with my body. I know when I'm ovulating. I know when to be like, okay, I'm going to stay home and not sleep with my boyfriend or whatever. I will go to the doctors, get my blood drawn, and get my blood tested, make sure I don't have anything crazy, but not just from sex, but just in general, being black and having high blood pressure in my family, having heart disease in my family. I'm making sure that I'm good regardless.
Thank you, June.
Regardless, I'm making sure that I'm good. So it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship and you're not getting tested. That's dumb. Even if you're using condoms and you're not getting tested, that's dumb. If you're on birth control and you're not getting tested, that's dumb. So I feel like
Thank you,
y'all
Jimmy.
are saying, use this, use that, but you still should get tested at the end of the day. That
Right.
doesn't change anything.
Right.
Being on birth control isn't going to stop you from getting
Thank you.
pregnant. Using condoms is not going to stop you from getting pregnant. Um, it's just not. You can't even get your tubes tied. Can't even get your tubes tied under a certain age unless you have under a certain age, or if you don't have a certain amount of kids, or if you can't get your husband's signature, so you can't do that. Um, and plan Bs can fail also. So therefore, there's a lot of things that can happen to where you that can cause you to get pregnant. But for me, I'm not bringing no child into this world right now, knowing that from I can't. I personally feel like if I can't, take care of my child the way that I need to, I'm not bringing a child into this world because I'm not going to become another statistic. That's just me. Y'all can bash me all y'all want for it. That child will go back to sender. Y'all can feel however y'all want. Y'all can call it murder if that's what you want to call it. Then lock me up because that's what I'm gonna do.
And that's on period. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Listen, listen, y'all were, I mean, for whatever reason, y'all were very interested in learning about Ivory's sex life with her boyfriend. Hopefully y'all learned a little bit. Listen, if you're active, make sure you're taking like your sexual health serious. Like we said, make sure you're going to get tested. Ladies, I don't know if you had anyone teach you about vaginal maintenance growing up, but if you don't know, listen, if you're having problems down there, please figure it out.
Stop
And
using
I'm
Irish
not
Spring
saying
soap
figure it
down
out for
there.
me. I'm not saying figure it out for any other man. Figure it out for yourself, okay? Like you, especially like listen, we 25. I know it's people in here that's our age. I know it's people in here that's older than us. Listen, if you haven't figured it out by now, like listen, go get some help. Don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated. Don't feel embarrassed. Reach out to a girlfriend. Reach out to an yes, my girl alter ego said take probiotics. I don't even know what that is,
Mm-hmm.
but take probiotics. Go on YouTube, go on Google if you're embarrassed to ask somebody, but please get that figured out because that's the reason, man. That's the reason a lot of man. That's the reason, like some men like myself, man. You can't just go down on everyone like that, man. Because all of y'all don't really like know what you're doing down there. LOL, yeah, no, yeah. Make sure look out for your pH. Da 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 da. But listen, so
And
we
for
talked about
men, make sure
sexual
y'all
health.
pulling skin back, washing what y'all need to wash. Make sure
For
y'all.
those men that qualify for that, make sure you're doing that. But if you don't qualify for that, like myself, listen, guys, make sure you first of all get a washcloth. Okay, if you listen, it's 2022. If you taking showers, brother, and you're just using the bar soap and you don't have a washcloth, brother, you are dirty. Okay, like I know people are from different places. I've always used a washcloth. Okay, if you don't have a washcloth, go to a store and buy some washcloths. Okay, put the soap on there. Make sure you wash. Make sure you really wash down there. Wash between. Wash between. Wash that area between your thigh and the and your thing. Make sure you wash back. Make sure you wash your ass too. Like, if you got some hair down there, make sure you wash in there too. Like, okay, so y'all learned a
And
little bit
also,
about some.
men, before when you about to sleep with a girl, stop using Axe and heavily fragrant soap on your penis and then stick it into a girl and then blame her when she starts smelling weird because it's you and that soap that's causing that to happen. That's not her. Stop
I didn't
putting
even
Irish
know.
Spring on your penis. Stop putting Axe on your penis. Stop putting all these heavily scented soaps on your penis and then sleeping with a girl and then be like, oh, then go tell your boys, bro, she was fishy. No, bro, you did that. That was that Axe. That was that Irish Spring. That was that soap that you didn't. And Spice too. That was all that y'all putting down there and washing with and not even realizing because soap leaves a film on your skin if you didn't know, like regular soap, it will leave a film up there. Even though you think it's off, it's not off. That's why it be so ashy when you get out and it dries up, right? It's a film that's over it. So when you put it in a woman, you can give her BV, you can give her yeast infection. So if you're gonna use soap down there before you sleep with a girl, please make sure that it's unscented or some type of sensitive soap. Or even if you really want to, use a feminine wash on your penis before you're about to stick it into a female, so that way you're not making her smell weird or giving her BB or giving her a yeast infection and then turn around and tell your friends that it was her and now she got a reputation of being stinky because you want to use the wrong soap.
Right. First, really cool. Two things. Listen, I didn't know that men were doing that. Like, I don't like why. For those of you in here that do that, why are you taking? I don't even use Axe to start off with. I don't use body spray. But why are you like taking spray to like spray yourself down there? Like, that's kind of weird to me. And second off, listen, for those of you that are doing that, please take into consideration what she said. Um, because I didn't even know about anything that she just said. Like, it's a lot of stuff that, man, let's be real, it's a lot of stuff we really don't know about, what goes on down there and what's possible. So yes, please take into consideration what she said. But guys, we're gonna get off the sexual health and we're gonna get off of Ivory's sex life with her boyfriend, and we're gonna get back on topic. So hope y'all took some notes, and we're gonna get back on